Welcome to TaraChessAcademy. Today we're going to discuss about deflection and how to use it to win material or make checkmate.
Hi everyone. For today we prepared interesting positions for you. Let's start with that one that you see on the chessboard. I think it's not something new for experienced chess players and even for chess beginners. It's really famous position because it happened in immortal chess game that was played, I guess, 170 years ago. So you see that white already sacrificed two rooks and the bishop. But it's not the end. So in this position, white has forced mate in 3, and we still have to sacrifice something. And also it's about deflection. So okay, let's think together like what checks white has, because as you remember, your candidate moves should start with checks or captures first. If we find mate in 3, if we try to find mate in 3, so probably we should start with check. So Tara, what ideas do you have? What could we start with?
There's two checks that white could do. If you go knight c7 or if you go knight g7.
I would also say that we can play knight f6, So probably we have several possible checks, but which one do you like more? So what would you like to start with?
If you do knight f6, it's not good because then the pawn could win the knight.
Yeah, I agree with you. It looks like this knight on d5 was an attacking piece, so probably we shouldn't lose it.
If you do knight c7, then they would capture the knight. Then that you don't have anything after.
It looks like. So this knight gonna help us a lot, so I just don't want to move it away from d5.
Now we can look at knight g7.
Nice. I'm glad that no one captures the knight. So the king can't get to e7 or f8, so it has to move here. So, okay, what should we do now?
I noticed that I would like to try my queen to f6, or if I try queen f6 or the bishop to e7, it would give checkmate. But here it doesn't work because there's a knight on g8. If you go queen f6, the knight could capture the queen. And if you go your bishop to e7, then the knight could take the bishop.
I agree with you.
So the knight is the guard. What we have to do is try and distract the knight. If you move the queen to f6, the only way black can get out of check is to capture with the knight, because the king doesn't have any moves.
But now e7 is also undefended. Good for us.
Yeah, and now you can do your bishop to e7.
So we did this. You are right. So it's also the way to deflect the knight from protecting e7. So the queen sacrifice, knight captures, and then bishop e7. So nice combination, deflection and mate in 3 from the immortal chess game. And you see that white sacrificed many pieces. Okay. So by the way, talking about deflection, I think we can go to the next position. So like sometimes when you want to find some deflection ideas, or just checkmate, maybe you have to think about ideas that don't work at this moment. So for instance, when I have a look at this position, I have a plan to start with g4. I would be just happy if it could be mate in 1. So because the king can't move, and the only piece that can protect the king is the knight. So, but after I capture it, it's still not a checkmate. So the king captures the pawn. So, but having this idea, keeping it in my mind, yeah, about playing g4, maybe it's gonna help me to find mate and 2 in this position. So what do you think, Tara?
The idea in this one is the knight on f6. That one is the guard. The knight is stopping us from going our pawn to g4. If you try and capture the knight, if the queen takes the knight, the idea is if the bishop takes, then white could make checkmate by moving their pawn to g4. But the problem with this one is the bishop doesn't have to take.
Yeah, because it's not a check.
Yeah. They could move the rook to h1 and it makes checkmate.
Yeah. So that's why probably we have to start with check in this position.
You could try your queen to h7.
That's nice. So the king still can't escape, and the only move that black has is to take in the queen, yeah?
And then white can make checkmate by moving their pawn to g4.
Yeah, so I agree with you. That's nice. Yeah, another example of deflection. Yeah, so the knight has to capture. Yeah, so it looks like the knight is overworked. It's protecting both squares g4 and h7. It captures and then g4 is a checkmate. Okay.
I think this puzzle also teaches the best way. It teaches the best way to remove the guard. There was 2 different ways, the queen to f6 or the queen to h7. Then you had to think, what is the better way? Queen h7 is better because it gives a check. So that's the better way. And then when the knight captures, you make checkmate in the next move.
Yeah, I agree. So let's go to the next position. Probably this time we play black. So it looks like it's not about making a checkmate, but at the same time we can make some problems for the white king. Yeah, so I would say that I like that fact that the black rook is at the first rank. Yeah, so I would be happy to capture the white rook and mate the king, but while the rook is defended by the queen, yeah, this plan doesn't work. So let's think what we can do.
This one is, you notice that if you capture the rook, it would give checkmate, but it's actually not checkmate because the queen would capture.
Yeah.
So if you capture the rook, it's just a check.
Yeah. So of course white not gonna play rook e1, yeah, and help us to mate. So just queen gonna capture the rook. Okay, so let's think what should we do.
We can see that the queen on b3 is the guard. It's the one that's guarding the rook. What we can try is trying to distract the queen, and then we could make a checkmate. If you move your queen to b5.
That's nice.
Then if white captures the queen, then black will make checkmate in 2 moves. They capture the rook. Then the white rook has to block, and then you capture.
Yeah, you're right. So it's mate. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's go back. What happens in this position? So is it possible for the white queen to move somewhere and still like to defend the rook? So we can try, yeah? So probably queen c2 doesn't make any sense. It would be captured. Queen a4 still doesn't make any sense. What about queen d3? It looks like the rook is still defended. So is it a good idea to move the queen to d3?
It's not, because then you capture the queen.
Yeah, and you see the rook can't take. So the rook is pinned, and that's why it can't capture, right?
Yeah. And you can see after queen b5, there's no way to defend for white.
Yeah.
If they capture, then it's checkmate. If they move away, then you win material.
Yeah, so I think white just has to take the rook. Yeah, we get the queen, and now we have a queen for the rook. 9 points for 5 points. Yeah, it should be enough to win the game. So yeah, queen b5 is a nice plan.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to others. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye!